Hi, welcome to Matt Connarton Unleashed. Who's this?
Yes, Matt. This is Father Bruno. I've been listening to your show, and I got a little disturbed.
Father Bruno Sarducci, all the way from Rome. Why did you get disturbed? Did you sense that Peter White was in the Facebook live chat?
No, I didn't pay attention to that, but he was on that show you're going to repeat, and he was talking about the corrupt priests again.
He was.
You know what? You didn't stop him, Matt, and now you're going to repeat it. This is terrible.
Well, you know, but now, in all fairness, Father, and I see this guy, Dr. Jeff Cassell, he's in the Facebook live chat as well. I don't know if you know him, Father. I don't think he's much of a believer himself. But we did have, you should pray for him, but we did have that day, Father, in my defense, the Lord was represented here versus Peter in the studio here at WMNH, because I was also joined by our entertainment reporter, Eazy-G Eric Gagnon, who is a devout Christian. So I thought it was actually a very balanced program.
There's no balance, Matt. There's no balance when someone like a Peter White, he talks about the creeps in the priesthood. You know, this is not good. This is slander. This is a fake accusation. And so I have to object to this in the most strenuous way possible.
Well, what does that entail? Like, how do you object to it strenuously?
Well, it entails you not repeating a show where this lunatic tells lies about the priests.
Oh,
it's a fake news. He's making it up. It's a made-up story.
Oh, I have some very bad news about that, Father. The show's already been programmed in, and Peter's gone for the weekend. The die is cast, as they say.
Well, you're gonna present a slander again.
Well,
the Catholic Church has been around a long time, Matt Connarton.
Yes.
We've been around 2,000 years. Peter White, this is a guy who will not be around very long, because he is a little speck of nothing. He is a nobody with a radio show.
Well, Father, what do you mean he's not going to be around very long? I hope that's not some sort of threat.
Well, I think it's kind of obvious what it is. We have been in power practically since the written word.
Well.
We've been around for more than 2,000 years. And you don't stick around that long, Mr. Connarton, without having a little, how do you put it in America, a little muscle. You know what I'm saying?
Father, yes. I think I do know what you're saying, but I'm worried. I mean, you're not alluding to, the Catholic Church isn't in any way involved with any other organizations from that part of the world, are you? I mean, I'm sure that's all rumor and heresy.
But listen, Mr. Connarton, there are some people that think the Catholic Church, this organization, is a giant protection racket. And I can understand how they would feel it that way. Because people give us money because they believe in our system. We keep an order in the world.
Yes.
There's a place and there's a time for everything. And there is never a time and a place for someone, this little speck of nothing, Peter White, to attack the Catholic Church and priests who give their life, they give every moment in their life to the good of humanity.
Right.
We get very little pay for this. But we have influence, and we know how to make things happen. We've been around a long time. You name one other institution that has been around as long as the Catholic Church. Search your memory. Search your mind, Matt Connarton. Tell me, who has been more influential than the Catholic Church?
I have to say, Father Bruno, you've got a little bit of a different tone today.
And I'm very angry about so many things. You know, I watch the current events in your country, and it's very disturbing the way people attack the established order. The Catholic Church, our sole purpose is to maintain the status quo, to maintain the established order. People want predictability, and we have many weapons in this effort to maintain stability. We have guilt, we have anxiety, we have sin. The Catholic Church invented all of these concepts to control the dark nature of God's creatures, the human being.
Yes. Yeah. I just, but wouldn't it be better, Father? I mean, rather than being threatening toward someone like Peter White, and I'm not saying that you're threatening him, but or you want to kneecap him or anything like that. But wouldn't it be better to pray for him? I mean, wouldn't that be the more Christian thing to do? Just pray for him.
Well, you know, Matt, I've tried to explain to you there's a mythic reality that's even greater than the real reality. Yes, we endorse prayer. We endorse it, but it's not the same as action. Prayer is what you do when you cannot act. You pray because you feel helpless.
Yes.
And now, in the case of something like Peter White, we know how to shut him down. We know how to do that. And we got many friends, even in America, that know how to shut a liar, a slanderer, like Peter White. They know how to shut him down, and people do favors for the Catholic Church because they know how important we have been.
Right. So you're saying you have friends of yours who do favors for you. Is that what you're intimating, Father?
Well,
Bruno?
friends, that might be too strong. I would use the word associate. You know, there are associates of the Catholic Church. What would be a better word to describe it? We'll call them admirers of the established order. Fellow travelers, you know what I'm saying.
Yes. Oh, I believe I do, Father. I believe I do. Well, I will, I'm not much of a man of faith myself, but I will pray for the protection of Peter White. I think that would be, and I believe that our friend Eazy-G, Eric Gagnon, who, again, he was representing, he wasn't here representing Catholicism, certainly, but he was representing your general belief system and so forth here that day. I mean, were you dissatisfied with how he defended God versus Peter White?
I was so offended by what the Peter White said about the priests, and he says it almost every time he's on your show. He's trying to goad me into making a call, but I restrained myself because I want to give him a little more rope. Because what happens is when you sin against God, there is a cause and an effect. Mm-hmm. And we know, in the end, what is going to happen to a Peter White. You know, he's not going to the kingdom of God. He's going to the other place, and it's not going to be very nice. There is no air conditioning in that other place. It's kind of hot.
Well, but doesn't he have the opportunity to go to purgatory, and then maybe, you burn some stuff off there, and then you get to ascend?
No, we got a special express train to hell for people like a Peter White. There's no do not pass go. There's no purgatory. There's no in-between. It's hell, only hell, forever.
So,
and that is his fate, and it could happen any day now. You know, nobody can predict. how events will unfold. I just want to tell you, though, that, this is not the only thing that disturbs me.
Oh.
I am very disturbed by the way the failing New York Times treats your president, Donald Trump.
Yes, yes. Well, would you say that the editorial board of the New York Times is also on an express train to hell?
I think they're very close. If they're not on the train, they're waiting for it. It's coming soon to pick them up. You see, it's not even the New York Times. It's the whole establishment. They need a good story, and they lie. They lie to get attention and to drag down someone that's trying to make America great again.
Yes.
And I have to tell you, we get a lot of financial support from Catholics in America, so we have a financial stake in the outcome of Donald Trump's presidency. You understand, everything's connected.
Believe me, Father, I quite do. Yes, yes. Have you ever loaned, has the Vatican loaned President Trump? I just, I've never thought to ask you this, Father Bruno, because, we know that the Vatican has a lot of power and financial resources. Has the Vatican ever loaned President Trump money? Because you do seem to be quite favorable toward him, rhetorically speaking, even though typically the Vatican in the past has not taken such political positions. I'm just wondering, is there some sort of financial stake that you have, or is there a deeper financial relationship here with our current president, Donald John Trump?
Well, not to beat around the bush too much. Let me say that the Catholic Church, to be fair, we are the receiver of money. We are not the donator of money. And we use the money we have to create good all around the world. But we do not sponsor political figures. We support them in our own way. And you've got to understand, the Catholics, they have the vote in America. And so we use our influence to make sure the correct people are elected. One hand washes the other. So, while we may not have written a check to Mr. Trump, and it's not even legal in your country because we're the Vatican, we're from outside the Vatican, it's not allowed under U.S. law, but that does not mean we don't encourage our parishioners to vote for the right people in politics who are going to protect religious thought, who are going to protect the very tenets of religion that God created, the heavens, the earth, the animals, the plants, and the people in His own image. This is the truth. But there are many people that don't care about the truth. They believe fake science, that the planet and the galaxy was created billions of years ago. It's a nonsense. It's a nonsense, but people believe it. Because so-called PhD believe it. They tell them this is what happened. How would they know?
Right. Well, that's true. I mean, it's not as though any of them
have they been around as long as God?
That's a great point, Father Bruno. I mean, I do believe God would be the authority. I've been trying to figure out, Father Bruno, how does God talk to all these people? Sometimes on the show, I'll play audio of people who claim they receive messages from God, but they never explain how they get them.
Well, God has His own ways. I don't know if you've ever heard this, but God works in a mysterious ways. He's a mystery. You can't explain everything. The man is a magician. He creates something out of nothing. And we are only here to sanctify and glorify the one true nature of God. And we pray to Him and we extol His virtues. He brings decency to all human beings.
Well, those who accept it.
Think about it, Matt. Look at the creatures in the jungle that are not made in God's image. Look at them. They're deceptive. They lie. They steal. They kill. They rape. And we, the Catholic Church alone, stands against all of this.
Well, that's wonderful.
And so Peter White, because he is an instrument of Satan, he attacks the Catholic Church because he extols the vision of Satan, which is to disrupt the influence of God. It's all very clear. I don't know why you can't see it.
Well, I don't believe Peter actually is pro-Satan. I think he just doesn't believe in God.
Yes, well, there are many people that say that, and they, in due course, they will be punished for telling that lie. And in the end, you heard the expression, in a war, there are no atheists in the foxholes.
I have heard that expression, yes.
Yeah, people turn to God in a moment of extreme stress, and they will be begging God for deliverance from evil. There's much evil in the world.
There is.
And so we fight against that in the Catholic Church. And there are other religions that have copied us, but they are not as successful as the Catholic Church. They have not built a city like the Vatican.
Right. Well, that's fair enough. I mean, my dad always said the Episcopalians are kind of similar, but even they don't come close, clearly.
Well, where is their Vatican? Where is it?
That's a great
I've
point.
never read about that. I've never seen it. Where
true.
do you go to talk to the top guy in the Episcopalian Church, whoever he might be?
That's a great point, Father.
Where do you go to talk to the top Hindu or the top Buddhist? Where do you go? On top of some mountain in Asia?
I don't know. That's a great question, Father. There doesn't seem to be
they don't have the influence on the people that the Catholic Church has, and we got our own place, we got our own capital, and many countries send their diplomats to the Vatican because we cooperate with the people all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, we are compensated for the doors that we open for many people and many countries. And our door is open to Donald Trump because we understand he is trying to create order in America. People complain, They complain that he wants to shut the border.
Right.
Even you, Matt, I've heard you complain about it. You shouldn't be complaining because America is full, Matt. It's full.
Well, but
your country cannot afford to take many more people. You can understand that. Just look at the rents in your own city. They're going up because there's no place to live.
That's actually
how
true.
about the rent in San Francisco? Have you looked at an apartment in San Francisco? The rent is like $4,000 for 1 month for a 700 square foot apartment.
Yes.
America's full, Matt. At some point, you got to cut it off. And yes, there are people that are being detained at the border. I understand that, but it's for the good of America. These people that flood in, of course, it's going to affect the economy. And these crazy rules you have, with the adjudication of whether these claims of asylum make any sense. They don't make any sense. These are hundreds of thousands of people trying to... Believe me, Matt, in the Vatican, we would not put up with it. We would not put up with it for 5 minutes. No one gets to live in the Vatican unless you belong there.
But Father, many of these Hispanics are Catholics. Shouldn't we let them in?
Yeah, we have Catholics. We have representatives of the Catholic Church everywhere. But that doesn't mean they belong in America. Oh. You don't have some God-given right to go to the country you want to go to. You got to have official authorization. It's like trying to get into heaven. You can't crash the border.
Right.
You try to crash the border when you don't deserve to go to heaven, bad things happen, and you know where you go.
There could be, as we speak right now, Father, there could be a caravan of immigrants careening toward heaven right now. I'm sure St. Peter won't let them in.
Yeah, well, you can bet your last dollar, Mr. Connarton, that we examine each and every immigrant who wants to go to heaven, we examine their qualifications.
Yes.
God is all-knowing. He's everywhere. He watches. He writes it down. He keeps track. And if you screw up, you don't get into God's kingdom. That's the way it works. Everybody knows that.
That's right.
So, maybe people try to crash our border, but we're not going to let them in. That's not what's going to happen. You get in with good works. You get in by trying to save your country like Donald Trump.
Yes.
This is a man. He will go straight to heaven.
Straight to heaven.
Because this is a man who is trying to make America great again.
Yes, yes. And he's already been absolved of his sins, right? Because he's never actually asked for forgiveness, apparently.
What sins? What are you talking about? What has the guy ever done wrong? This guy is a pillar of decency.
No, I mean,
I would put him up against any American. And he fights very hard for every one of your people.
Yes,
so you must respect what he's trying to do instead of trying to tear him down like you do on your radio show, because your show is subversive.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, no. Well, I don't, so what are my odds of getting into heaven, Father Bruno? You've never really...
100%, Matt. Your odds of going to hell are 100%.
Oh, no.
Don't even think about heaven. You're not going. It's not happening.
I can't...
You admit you are not a believer. What do you think is going to happen?
Well, I think that, someday I'm going to die, and, that'll probably, kind of be it.
Yeah, well, it's not, Matt. You really didn't study too hard when you went to Sunday school where they explained all of this.
Well,
so you live in this fake story, this fraudulent universe where you live, you die. That's it.
Yeah.
That's not the way it works.
Oh, okay. All right.
You have a soul that is everlasting, and that soul. It's greater than your body, and it survives. And if you do good things during your life, and you don't tear down God, and you don't call priests corrupt, and you don't attack the Catholic Church, and you go to church every Sunday, you're in good hands with the Catholic Church. But you have violated all of those rules. So I'm sorry, you're not getting in. You know what I'm saying? You're not getting in, Matt. It's over. There's nothing you can do. You can't even beg forgiveness. You have sinned too much.
But wait a minute. But what about Donald Trump? I mean, he did a lot of bad things before he came to the Lord. Isn't there time? Like a
what? Like a what?
I mean, raw dogging a porn star while his wife is at home with their newborn child. I mean, just things like that. Nothing major. I'm just saying. I mean,
he denied all that. Let me ask you to prove it. You prove it. Were you there? Were you there, Matt Connarton? Did you see it with your own two eyes, or are you just listening to the fake news?
I'll be honest with you, Father Bruno. I have intentionally avoided even seeing that image with my imagination, let alone my own two eyes. So no. And I cannot.
Okay. I'm getting a little tired arguing with you. Yeah. You get nowhere with these atheists. It's like talking to a born-again Christian. They think they know everything. But actually, the Catholic Church and the Vatican is the repository of all knowledge.
Oh.
And we alone can bring you to the promised land. That's all I got to say for today. I'm getting a little irritated with you, and I want to give you special instruction. I want you to keep Peter White quiet about talking bad things about the priests.
Right.
This is a guy who ought to confine his language, and he ought to confine his thoughts to his own personal shortcomings, his character defects, instead of attacking us.
Right. Well,
his time would be better spent. That's all I got to say, Mr. Connarton, and I'm going to conclude the call right now. Thank you very much.
All right, Father Bruno. Thank you for the call. That was the great Father Bruno Sarducci, of course. I believe he's the nephew of Father Guido Sarducci. He never remembers, by the way. And this is, and he hasn't been doing radio as long as I have, I don't think. So this might be why he doesn't think of it. He never remembers to plug his show. But I'll plug his show. He does a show. I believe it's on, I think it's called Vatican Radio. It's from the Vatican. I think you can get it. If you've got one of those shortwave radios, you can actually get it transcontinental. He does a show called The Getting It Right with the Jesus. So I always forget, is it getting or get? Get to right with Jesus. Anyway, but he never plugs his show, but I'm happy to do it for him. I always enjoy talking to Father Bruno, even though it sounds like he feels that the prospects for my personal salvation are quite dim, which is troubling to me. I do have to correct him on one thing. I don't really consider myself an atheist. I'm more of an agnostic, but and you know, that might sound like a distinction without a difference, but we have another call. Hi, welcome to Matt Connarton Unleashed. Who's this?
Hello, this is Eazy-G.
Eazy-G. Oh, hang on, Eazy-G. I've got your theme music right here. Except
right.
I don't have it ready, so
I had to follow up Father Bruno. My God.
All right. Well, pun fully intended. Oh, here's your theme music, Eazy-G. We'll just play a little bit because you're Eazy-G and your time is now. All right, there you go. It's Eazy-G. Do you have a rebuttal to Father Bruno? I tried to stick up for you, Eazy-G. I thought you did very well in representing organized religion versus the
he was just
versus
ready
Peter.
To tell you and Peter White, I guess you're going to burn.
Peter White is apparently on the express train to hell. Can you believe it?
Yeah, I guess you're going to tag along. Oh my God!
I'm not on the express
next time
train.
Next time he calls, you need to tell him that that is not his right to judge.
Oh,
the good
right.
Lord is the one, the ultimate judger. Where does he get off telling you guys that you're going to burn?
Where does he get off? There's a joke in there somewhere, but this is afternoon drive. But
it was funny. A real quick funny story for you.
Yes.
I was over at the watching that horror, kind of a horror flick, the Jaws last night. Mm-hmm. Have you ever seen that movie?
I saw it when I was a kid, I think, and it probably wasn't
very scary. And
it's graphic.
I saw it last night at the in town. They had a free concert night at the park there.
I'm surprised they would show that publicly in the park. Actually, to be honest with you,
yeah, it was pretty scary. Wow.
Yeah. I mean,
I know it was all make believe. Obviously, like
no, that's a documentary.
Not really
I'm
true.
kidding. Right. No, of course.
But there was kids in the audience, and
I'm a little surprised. I mean, I'm not judging, but I'm a little bit surprised they would show that there. But whatever. Yeah, I guess.
But it was funny though, because I bumped into this guy, and I said, "Hey, who are you?" And he says, "I don't know if you've probably seen him on the Facebook Live, Michael Alber."
Yes, he's very often in the Facebook Live chat.
Yes, and it was his son, and he says after the son says, Who is that guy? I took a selfie with him.
Oh.
And he says, celebrity. He's on the radio.
That's right.
I said, I don't know if I'm a celebrity. But.
You're the entertainment reporter, Eazy-G. There is no bigger celebrity.
Oh, boy.
Yes.
Have you met Michael Alber?
I don't believe we've ever met in person, but I often see him in the Facebook Live chat.
Then what's his face was there with his girl.
What's his face?
Ed Murphy.
Ed Murphy, yes. He helped you move.
Yes. Shout out to Ed Murphy. He was there at the park last night, too.
Shout outs. I like to give plural shout outs.
Yeah, before we go, if anybody's interested, I won't be checking it out, but Amanda McCarthy is going to be playing down the street in about 20 minutes at the Murphy's Tap Room. So
oh, she's playing today, Amanda McCarthy. Fantastic. Locally right here in Manchester at Murphy's. That's wonderful.
Yes.
How long?
So enjoy your Labor Day weekend, and we'll talk to you later.
All right. Thank you, Eazy-G. Bye-bye. All right. That was the great Eazy-G, Eric Gagnon, and his time is now. Got to play him out.
Time is up, my time is now. You can't see me.
Very nice. You can't see him. Well, he's not actually here.